Hey guys, how you going? Welcome back to a new video here on the channel, and yes, I'm still here in Melbourne. Today is going to be a big day. The cat is finally out of the bag. Things have started going out on socials with the Australian Open and eventually Universal Pictures Australia. I'm kind of doubling as Henry Cavill as Agent Argyle at the Australian Open for promotion for the film Argyle by Matthew Vaughn that's coming out on February 1st. So, calm before the storm today. I got hair and makeup coming here in an hour to do my hair. I had to get my hair cut with that very specific looking flat top Henry sports in the film, even though he has a wig. But it's been a lot of fun. We're just wandering around, revving up the crowd, giving away movie tickets. The Australian Open is absolutely insane. I've never been before, but it's like an event. It's almost like the tennis takes a back seat. There's old people getting day drunk. It's incredible. But I just wanted to come on here and talk about this little bit of movie news in regards to Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, or should I say now, just Dead Reckoning, because this film has now lost the Part 1 title. Initially, we were going to get Dead Reckoning Part 2 that was supposed to be coming out later this year. It has now been pushed back to 2025, but it is no longer going to be called Dead Reckoning. This is supposedly because of the weak box office performance and the critical reception towards Dead Reckoning Part 1. I, for one, really enjoyed Dead Reckoning. I still think Fallout is my favorite Mission Impossible in the entire series. Coming in close is Mission Impossible 2. The soundtrack. So in an article published by Variety, they go on to say, the 7th Mission Impossible movie will be added to Paramount Plus on January 25th in the USA and Canada. It will arrive in additional international markets beginning in February. Notably, the original title of the film was Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, but it's now simply called Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. The slight name change comes after the upcoming 8th movie, which was originally subtitled Dead Reckoning Part 2, was delayed over a year from June 28, 2024 to May 23, 2025, and it was announced it received a new title. The Dead Reckoning poster featuring the faces of Tom Cruise, Hayley Atwell, Rebecca Ferguson, Pom Klementif, Simon Pegg, Ving Rhames, Iesa Morales, and Vanessa Kirby also removed the Part 1 from its title. So they are going all out, trying to remove all traces of the Part 1 part of the logo. Now I'm going to jump to another article from a website called World of Real, and they go on to say, Dead Reckoning Part 1 garnered great reviews, but it ran concurrently with Barbenheimer, costing the film dearly at the box office as it earned $567 million worldwide. Paramount lost $100 million on the movie. This is something I did not actually know about, and I totally forgot that it was opening against Barbie and Oppenheimer, which were two juggernauts of the film world last year. But also at the same time, it's Mission Impossible. And given how good of a track record the Mission Impossible films have had recently, you think it wouldn't be a problem, but to lose $100 million, maybe Dead Reckoning did in fact get tossed aside by Barbenheimer, or maybe audiences are getting bored by this franchise, which has been going at it now for almost 30 years. Fuck. Getting old. So this then begs the question, after the loss of $100 million, have Paramount gone back to the drawing board and said, we are not going to continue the Dead Reckoning storyline, we are just going to do something completely different and possibly wrap everything up by the 8th film? And I totally forgot that Dead Reckoning Part 2 was supposed to come out this year, but there has been no murmurs whatsoever in terms of what's going on. It's now been pushed back to 2025. But this is something I've never actually really seen before off the top of my head, in terms of a Part 1 being scrapped from a title and then going back to the drawing board and then assessing what to do next in terms of no longer having a Part 2 or a continuation on from the previous film. Hello, yes, Editor Chris here. Justice League. Justice League is what was in the back of my head, but I couldn't think of it. They're originally going to do a Part 1 and then a Part 2, and then everything went to shit. So carry on. Like I said, I had a lot of fun with Dead Reckoning. The whole AI shtick being the villain, I thought it was a bit lazy given the fact that AI is so prominent now. I felt like we could have had a more in-depth villain, you know, with a lot more substance than just AI. Again, I still think Fallout was just so damn perfect. It hit all the right notes for me, but again, still had fun with Dead Reckoning. In terms of what is going to come next, no idea. But if Paramount are feeling the heat and feeling like the franchise itself is starting to get stale, then maybe it is time to wrap it up. There is no harm in wrapping it up and going out on a high. Write a damn good story. Go back to the drawing board, rewrite everything, and see what you can do to wrap up Ethan Hunt's story arc and his adventure with all his crew. I don't think there's any harm in that whatsoever. if you do wrap it up, what you've left behind is an incredible series of films. Some not so good as the others, but for the most part, they are pretty damn strong and solid. Guys, let me know your thoughts down below on this one. It's very interesting, and it kind of like came out of left field. Looking back on it retrospectively, Dead Reckoning Part 1 kind of just came and went, but it was built up to be this grandiose magnum opus of Mission Impossible, and I assume being a Part 1, Part 2 was going to be it. But obviously this time it's going to be something completely different. Whether they end the franchise, who knows at this point. Love you guts, and I'll catch you in the next one.